Hello, let's do the New York Times Hard Sudoku for December 5th, 2025. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. All right, so the first thing that stands out to me is this box here. So we're starting with our holistic pass, and actually just staring at this for a second, I see 4 9s looking into this box. Let's just place that 9 immediately. But this catches my eye because anything that looks through here or looks down here is helpful. Unfortunately, a second glance tells us 5 and 9 are already in this box and there's nothing else in this column. We also have the 1, 6, and 7 here doing something similar. This column being empty is not super helpful. You could be more helpful. Let's see. So let's find what else to look for. We have this 1, 4, 6. So it doesn't hurt to look, right? It doesn't quite match our criteria of 3 givens in the box and 3 givens in the row, but at least they don't match. So we have 4 places left for 1, 4, and 6. So the really, really lucky thing would be if any of these cells can't be all of 1, 4, 6. Unfortunately, the only thing I'm seeing is that 6 is somewhat limited to these two. But we can also look at the corollary, which is the 8 and 9 also look in through here. So 8 and 9 need to be in these 3 cells. And then the thing that I see is that both of the 8 and the 9 are restricted up here, actually. Because we have this 9 looking up and we have this 9 looking in. So this cell can't be 8 or 9, and neither can these. So this is a hidden 8-9 pair in the box. What do I mean by hidden pair? Well, what we've done is we've said, well, this box needs an 8 and this box needs a 9. So that's going to take up 2 cells. And these are the only 2 cells that 8 and 9 can occupy. So that's the 2 cells they do occupy, meaning nothing else can go there. In this case, probably the easiest way to follow up, I guess I should say in general, the way we want to follow up is think about what eliminations we just performed. So what can't be in these cells now. And the easiest way to do that in this case is just to think about the 4 digits that remain in these 4 cells. And that is the 2, 3, 5, 7. So we want to think about 2, 3, 5, 7. So this 3 looking in puts a 3 in one of these 2. And that's useful because it's going to point. So it points in, this 3 looks up, putting a 3 in one of these 2. 3 somewhere up here, which I'm not going to mark. But we do want to remember that these aren't 3 anymore. Okay, so that was, I also said 2. So 2. So this is just going to be the other 3 digits, the 2, 5, 7. Okay. And this can't be 2, so it's 3, 5, 7. Really the only super useful thing is those 3s pointing, at the moment at least. All right, so that's what I got from that 1, 4, 6, right? I didn't directly get the 1, 4, 6 here, but I looked at the 8, 9, and it caused me to notice that hidden pair, which is quite nice. All right, where else are we going to be looking? We have this 3, 7, 9 here. So we want to look at the 8 looking in. That's about all we really get. What about 9s? Oh no, 9s are done here. All right, I'm not actually seeing that much more from a holistic pass. I could look, let's do a really quick buddy scan. Like, what buddies do I just immediately see that may be limited? Like, we want to get some free hidden singles if we can. But I'm honestly not seeing anything. This is an interesting layout today. Doesn't really give too much away. So this is where leaning on systematic is really going to help. So we're going to go back up to the top and we're going to be very systematic to make sure we didn't miss anything. And here we're going to increase the amount that we mark from what we see. So 7, 8, and 9. So we already took care of the 8 and 9 horizontally. The 7 vertically looks down, putting a 7 in one of these 2. What else do we have? So the 8 and the 9. The 9s are done. The 8s we took care of. Does the 8 vertically do anything? Unfortunately, no. All right, so I'm not seeing anything else to do in this box because the other thing is that these givens aren't in a very good geometric position because they're in one row, one column, within the box, 1 per row, 1 per column. So that doesn't leave a whole lot of interactability, I suppose. All right, this 8 doesn't seem to do anything beyond what we've already done. We have the 1, 4, and 6. So we do have the 4s looking down, putting a 4 in one of these 2. Anything else? Not that I'm seeing. So my focus today is on sort of showing you like what's important and why, and what's not important and why. So that's kind of my goal today, to focus on that a little bit. So we have these 3s looking in, putting a 3 in one of these 2. So not all corner marks are created equal. It's really nice to have this marked in here regardless, because at the very least it speeds up finding the hidden single when one of these gets eliminated in some way. But this kind of corner marking here is pointing. It's telling us these aren't 3. So that's a very different situation where this is a more important corner mark than this. And unfortunately, like I would love to have like corner mark colors or something to remind me that these are more important than these. But unfortunately, we don't have that. So it's really just comes down to trying not to drown out the important information if you can get away with it. We have these two 7s looking in, putting a 7 in one of these two. Let's see. 3, 7, 9. I think we don't have anything more with that. 1, 6, 7. Nothing with that. This being an empty column and this being an almost empty row is not helping us too much. 2, 3, and 4. Really not seeing what to do with that either, beyond what we already got. All right, how about this final band? So we have 5, 6, and 9. So the two 5s look in. Yeah, so as I noticed in the holistic pass, there really isn't a whole lot to find in the initial systematic pass either. And we're going to run into a little bit of issue with our row by row and column by column because I don't see any like super restricted rows or columns. So what we need to probably should skip to before we do anything else is just hunt for individual cells that seem to see a lot of givens. And this is something that I wish I had good advice for you. But I'm honestly not even that good at it. Some people are amazing at it. Like they can just look at this grid and go, that cell over there is obviously a naked single. I don't have that ability. But what I can do is kind of just make sure I give each cell its chance to tell a story. So for example, here, this cell, what I'm noticing is we have a ton of givens in the column and we have givens in the row. And the thing that I've noticed most about the givens in the row is they do not match the givens in the column at all. So this cell here should be quite limited. And if I count, that's 4 plus 3 is 7. So at most I should expect two possibilities here. So it can't be 1, it could be 2. It can't be 3, 4, 5. It could be 6, can't be 7, 8, 9. So that is what I expected is two possibilities. So things like that, basically like I'm looking down this column and I'm trying to see if the rows or maybe even the boxes are contributing, like this 8 contributes, are contributing to reducing it further. I don't see anything more with this column immediately. So what we're doing, we're just on the hunt for individual cells right now, and then we'll do a systematic row by row, column by column, if this doesn't help enough. I'm wondering about this cell, which I had highlighted earlier. It can't be the 7, 8, 9. Or it actually can't be 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're down to 1 to 5, right? If you're able to group the digits in your head, that can actually really help a lot. So I'm seeing it can't be 6 or higher. So that's already 4 gone. And now I just have to look for low digits that it sees, which is the 1 and 4. So of 1 through 5 that was left, it can't be the 1 and 4. So that means it's the 2, 3. 2, 3, 5, sorry. I was like, there's one more digit. What is it? It leaves the 2, 3, 5, which is worth marking. So I get the feeling there is going to be some kind of naked single that's a little sneaky here. One thing I'm noticing about this column is it does still need 6 and 7, which are right here. Yes, okay, so this is a little bit harder of geometry to see. Maybe I could have seen it, but unfortunately today I did not in my holistic pass, is what I mean. But I see it now by trying to be a bit more systematic in looking at things. Anyway, the 6, 7 can't be here, and the 6, 7 can't be here. That's my entire point. And so in this column, the 6 and 7 need to go in these two cells. And that is a hidden pair. And so that leaves just 3 digits for the column. The other 3 digits are the 3, 4, 9. 3, 4, 9. So this can't be 3 or 9. So now it's a naked 4. Actually has been a naked 4, right? This is a 3, 9 pair. All right. So follow up on the 4, of course. Put a 4 in one of these two. We already knew this couldn't be 4. Okay. So I got 3, 9. So this 3, 9 I actually overmarked because there's an 8, 9 pair looking at it. So you got to be a little careful there. So this can't be a 9. This has to be the 3, and that makes this the 9 and this the 3. This is the exact corner mark I was pointing at, I think, when I said it's not immediately useful, but it's nice to find the hidden single when one of them gets eliminated. Same thing here. This 3 is placed here. So it just helps the follow-up. These two 3s look down, and that actually gives us overlapping corner marks, which tell us that this is a hidden pair. This is a hidden 3-7 pair in the box. The 3 7s looking down should make that clear. And that leaves 4 digits behind here, which we'll take a look at. We need the 1, 2, 4, and 8. This can't be 2. It's 1, 4, 8. That's it. Really unfortunate. Yeah, I'm noticing 6 is limited in this column. I was hoping there was only one place because I was like, oh, 6 isn't here. But no go there. So we got the 9 as well. These 9s look in. 9 looks up, placing this 9. And that gives us the 8 and 9 up here. And then following up further with 9s, this is the last 9 in the grid. All right. 2, 5, 6, 7. This can't be 6 or 7. So this is down to 2, 5. Just looking at the row. We finally have some low-hanging fruit to work with. This row is now down to 4. What do we need? The 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. This can't be 5. Wonderful. It really just, there aren't restrictions in this grid. We got to find them. This row's down to 4 digits. We need a 1, 2, 5, 8. Well, these can't be 2. So if we're down to 1, 5, 8, we have this 8 looking down and this 1 looking down. This is 2, 5, 8. This is 1, 2, 5. Okay. Nothing really from that yet. Any other low-hanging fruit in the rows? It felt like I got enough that I could just look at the rows and columns, but honestly, I may need to hunt for more restricted cells here. I'm wondering about this box, just because it keeps popping up in my head. Like, there's got to be something with this box. Unfortunately, it's like the 3 and 9 already placed in it, the 5, 9 already placed in it. This can't be 6, 7, so that's helpful immediately. But let's just think about the whole box. We need a 1, 4, 6, 7, 8. So this is 1, 4, 8. This isn't 6. There really isn't enough restriction here. I keep thinking about these pointing 3s as well. Okay, we got the 3 here. We got the 3 here. So actually they're not usefully pointing anymore. All right, any cells? Oh, this box is down to 2, 5, 8. So we can do that. That's not 2. 1, 2, 4, 5, 8. These aren't 8. How about this row? This row is down to 4, 5, 6, 8. 4, 5, 6, 8. The 6 is placed. This can't be 6, this can't be 6, and that can't be 6. So the 6 is placed. That places the 4. And this is down to 5, 8. So follow up on the 4 and the 6. 6s look up. Yeah, the 6 looks in. So actually, remember there were only 2 places for 6 in the column, so we could have remembered that, didn't. Places the 6 here. That's 7. 7 looks down, giving us the 6 here. All right, 7s are down here, as are the 3s. Okay. 3, 7 pair. Okay, this is... What's the digit that's up here? Because the reason I know there's a digit up here is there's 4 digits left, and this one doesn't have one of them. So it's going to be the 8. So the 8 is in one of these 2. And that's helpful, because that means that can't be 8. And that's helpful, because that means 8's in one of these 2. That points down, placing 8 in this box. Finally, something in this column that isn't yet placed in the box. And that leaves a triple here. Immediately useful, 1, 4, 7. And that means that the rest of this column, actually, this is a 2, 5 pair. So let's do this pair first. We need the 1, 4. Okay, and then this is going to be 2, 6. I feel like I'm missing something. 2, 5, 6. Sorry. I don't know what happened there. So the 6 can only go here in the box now, and then this is down to 2, 5. All right. This all checks out. 1, 4. All right, so what's next? A 5, 8 pair in this box is helpful. That gives us the 1. We need the 6, 7 here. The 6 looks down. That's 7. That's 6. So that actually tells us that this is a hidden 3, 7 pair. Look at our corner marks. So we can eliminate 5 from there. Hey, I'm interjecting after having solved the puzzle. At this point, I'm about to make a mistake. Don't worry, I catch it later, but I catch it a little bit later. So this is a good exercise in finding the mistake and correcting it without restarting. But if you're following along, just wait for me to go, ooh, oops, I've noticed a mistake, and then I back up to this point. So just wanted to let you know about that. So because if you're following along, you might get very confused as to what's going on because I did make a mistake. Anyway, continuing. 2-5 pair, 4-5-8. It's not 5. There's plenty to look at, but I'm wondering if there's like something that really easy that I haven't noticed. Let's just start in this box then. So this box is down to 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 5, 1, 2, 4, 5. Okay, I don't think we're gonna worry too much about this one. Oh, actually the 4 in this column is helpful. I was thinking of 1, 2, 4, 5, and I was thinking how there's the 4 looking here. Because, okay, so this was my thought process. It went a little too fast to talk about, but let's back up. I saw that this box was 1, 2, 4, 5, and I saw that all 3 of these, well, we have this 4 here, but I saw that these 2 we couldn't eliminate any of 1, 2, 4, 5 from. And so that told me that the column also was 1, 2, 4, 5, right? Because if the column can't eliminate any of them, then that's what's left. And then I saw that in this cell, the 4 looks in, or there's a 4 in the box. Take your pick. So that does mean that the column claims the 4. The 4 is in one of these 2. So what does that mean? That means that the rest of the box can't be 4. This cannot be a 4 because this column here needs the 4 to be in this box. So we say that column 3 claims the 4 from box 1. It's the only place for 4 in the column. Therefore, this can't also be a 4. And so this not being 4, we want to check for 4 in this column, which ends up down here. All right, now I'm noticing these corner marks lining up. That's a tell that we should be looking at this row for that digit. So basically, in this box, we know the 4 is not in this row, and in this box, we know the 4 is not in this row, and these are occupied. So the 4 in the row can only go here. Our corner marks just immediately told us that. We didn't have to scan. 1, 7, 3, 7. This is a triple. No, it's not. Sorry. There's another digit up here, though. It's the 1. So 1's up here. Okay, so what am I going to look at next? This cell here, we know it's not 4, so it's down to 1, 2, 5. So maybe this column is down to 1, 2, 4, 8. So this is 1, 2, 8. So this is also 1, 2, 4, 8. This can't be 4 or 8, so this is 1, 2. At some point, I'll find something useful. 5 in this column. So I immediately know 5 is placed in this column. Why do I know that? Well, we know this isn't 5, and these corner mark 5s are telling us these aren't 5. So the 5 for this column has to go here, even though there are 3 places in the box for the 5, right? I get this question sometimes. So let's slow down a little bit. Yes, there are 3 places in this box 5 could go, but this column also needs a 5. Where's it going to get it from? And the answer is only here. Cannot get it from here, cannot get it from here. We can trust our corner marks telling us that they aren't there, or we can just look to the left and see there's 2 5s there. We can also trust our marking here that there's no 5 there, or look and see the 2-5 pair that eliminated it. So the 5 only goes here. So we can place it, and that eliminates anywhere else from the box that could have placed it. And that leaves 3 digits left for this column, which are the 2, 3, 7. Bottom one's not a 3. The 2's ends up in one of these 2. Okay, so this is not 1, 2, so this is down to 3, 7 only, and that makes a 2, 3, 7 triple. Basically, okay, so I've made some kind of mistake because I can't place 1 in this box now. It must be, yeah, I must have missed something in this column because this 2-5 pair and this 4 pair, oh boy. I've definitely undermarked something and missed the ability to place a 1 somewhere. So maybe it was actually placing this 1 in box. When did I place this 1? Uh-oh, was it a while ago? Because already now, you know what? Maybe it was when I marked these digits. Did I miss the 1? Yes. Okay, so when I marked these, I missed that they could be 1. What did I mark them for? Did I do it for the column? I think I must have. That was a little bit ago, but I mean, everyone makes mistakes. You don't always have to restart. I analyzed this and I was like, well, I missed being able to place a 1 in this box somehow. So the ones looking down do give me a 1 in one of these two. And so that actually gives us a hidden 1-4 pair here. So that eliminates the 5 from here. And then the 2-5 pair places the 8. So let's get that 8 and that 5. That gives us the 5 and the 2 and the 8. Gets the 2. Let's not make another mistake. 2 looks up, giving us 5 and 2. That's 2 and 5. And that places the 5 here, which we actually had for the column earlier. So that was still true. Okay, so now that I have somewhere for 1, this should work out a little bit better. The rest of this column is 2, 3, 7. It's not 3, and I believe this still 3, 7 or no? Let's look at the whole column, I guess. We need a 3, 6, 7, 8. Yes, so this is down, so 3, 6, 7, 8, not 6, 8, so this is down to 3, 7. That actually, this is a 2, 3, 7 triple in here, but even better, we have a 3, 7 pair in the row. And so the 3, 7 pair in the row removes 3 and 7 from here, placing 2, and it removes 7 from here, leaving just, this is the only place for 4 in the row, and this is the only place for 1 in the row, would be a good way to put that. That's not 1, these aren't 4, we get the 7 and the 3 and the 7 and the 3 and the 1 and the 7 and the 4 and the 1. Nice, we're cascading. This is not a 2. Over here we get the 3 and the 7. Down here we get the 6 and the 8. That's 8, that's 6. That's 4, that's 1. 4 and 1. This is 5. 2 goes here. Sorry, I got distracted. That's 4. We need a 1 in this box, and we need a 5 and an 8. All right. Down here we get the 2 and the 8, and we're done. All right. I think I'm gonna splice something in the middle of that solve to say, hey, I made a mistake here. If you're following along, wait for me to correct it. Anyway, that was an interesting solve. The puzzle didn't seem like it wanted to give any secrets away at the start, so we really had to work at it. And it seems like the act of looking for particularly restricted cells was extremely helpful in this one, because they did exist. They just weren't that easy to find. Cool. Well, let me know how you did, and if you enjoyed this, why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.